But everybody knew him. Everybody. Everybody. When they didn't see him when he was in jail, everybody wanted to know where Ben was at. And where's that guy walking along the road?
He had a mission to go from State College to Bellefonte, and Bellefonte to State College, and nothing was going to stop that.
He would always do this thing where he'd ask you for, I need money for the bus to get back into Bellefonte. But then he'd whip out like a whole pocket full of change. So like he had money.
He would borrow $5 off on me or 10 or whatever. He'd give back to me tomorrow, and I'd get no more at home. He'd call me, tell me he wanted to borrow it again.
Well, he can beat anybody hitchhiking and driving, I can tell you that. One night a Mercedes-Benz pulled up out front. Ben got out of that.
That was his spot. He'd sit on that tree stump, smoke a cigarette, keep his thumb out. He'd keep that thumb out even when no cars coming. He'd keep his thumb, just in case something came by.
We always said he put the Ben in the Benner bike. You know.
He's like he never get hit. He thinks that line going up Benner Pike, you know, on the outside, he thinks that's for him to walk.
Ben was his own person, and Ben lived his life the way he wanted to, and he did not care whether the Strawberry Fields worker was telling him that he was out of money. He didn't care whether the check wasn't coming a week from now or 2 weeks from now. He certainly epitomized living life for today.
Okay, the only thing I can tell you about my brother is they took him away when he was 6 years old. He was always in trouble at school. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think my mom said the school had something to do to take him away like that. And you could tell he needed medication and all that.
He would say about how whenever he was a small child, they would put him in a garbage can and put him in the closet, or they would chain him to the toilet. And Ben didn't have a very happy, the way he talked, he didn't have a very happy childhood. And then he was placed in Laurelton State Hospital until funding ended that, and then he was, you know, they left him out of there.
This is my dad, Benjamin Sr. and Benjamin Jr.
He started talking about these two bears. And the one bear apparently he killed and buried under his floorboards, and the other one he scared and ran away. And it's really hard to follow his story, though. So you're thinking, okay, what are these bears? So you'd ask him what the bears were, and he'd be like, they're bears.
He had a bear, a pet bear, a stuffed bear, Whitey. And then there was an imaginary bear.
I had always thought that the bears were sort of Ben's personalities that he couldn't maybe identify with that would come out through these bears. Junior, I think, was a bad bear a lot of times, and when Ben was upset or feeling upset, he would talk a lot about Junior.
Ben kept trying to kill Junior. He'd threw him off the bridge, but Junior would always come back. I don't know where Junior came from. It was an ongoing story with Ben. But Whitey, I think Whitey was cremated with Ben.
I don't know how many times he was going to commit suicide. In fact, the crisis worker called Ron at home, and they were very concerned because Ben was going to commit suicide. And Ron told him, offer him $5 for the knife. And I said to him, you don't understand, he's going to kill himself. No, offer him $5 for the knife. So the crisis worker called him back and said, he'll take that. All right, tell him I'll give it to him tomorrow. Suicide was over, and Ben got his $5.
You'd be walking that dear Bellefonte Road, the back way from State College to Bellefonte. My boy says, Mom, there's your brother. I says, where? And he says, right there by that new sheets. Oh my God, it was so cold. I said, well, he's hitchhiking. Oh, the guys, them there guys over at Bellefonte or State College, they were fancy people. And they'd pick Junior up and bring him home, take him home. And take him home.
I was at a friend's house for dinner, and we were waiting for her husband to get home. And she kept saying, I can't imagine where he is. He should have been home by now. So she called him on the cell phone and started laughing and got off the phone and said, he's going to be a little late. He's running a hitchhiker up to the mall. And she said, he says it's his birthday.
I heard him telling this guy across the aisle, today's my birthday. Nobody get me anything for my birthday. Don't give him nothing for his birthday. I said, it ain't his birthday. Every day is his birthday.
So every day was his birthday. If today was his birthday, he knew tomorrow was going to be his birthday too. And he would
try to get people to buy him breakfast.
You know how you celebrate Yunz's birthday? We never did. We never celebrated our birthday. Like I say, if my dad was at the bar or anything, my mom would be at the bar or something like that too. You know, it was that kind of a life.
He got bumped around from place to place throughout the state system. He was at Laurelton when he was released to live in the community.
He would tell us that he would have to go back over to Laurelton to talk to people and tell them how to behave and live once they get out of an institution. And we thought that, you know, that's just something he's dreaming up. Well, one day he was in here and the person who was supposed to take him came and said, yes, we take him over there, and he instructs people how to live and behave once they get out.
Bellefonte Benny actually robbed a Unimart. This is how it happened. The clerk is on the other side of the store. He's mopping up. You know, he doesn't see. Of course, Benny's in there because Benny's always in there. He's sitting at one of the booths at the Unimart on Allen Street. The clerk doesn't notice Benny. All of a sudden, he's caught on camera, mind you. All of a sudden, he is army crawling on the floor, around the counter, and towards the register. Underneath the register is a cash box. The cash box is full of ones and such to change out in the register. Benny opens up that cash box, takes out as much as he could carry, leaving behind him a trail of ones and fives, and the cash box completely turned upside down, like a raccoon was in it. He then army crawls the way out and somehow gets out the door. All of this is caught on camera, and the next day, the cops are after Benny. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing ever.
And Ben explained to them after he was arrested, he was only trying to teach them a lesson, that they shouldn't leave their safe door open.
I met Benny in Center County Prison, actually. And we were incarcerated together for at least 9 months. And every single day he would say he has 14 more months left to go. I had this uncompleted tattoo on my back. And Benny was always like, what's that ear on your back? I'm like, it's not an ear, Benny. I'm just not done yet. He's like, it looks like an ear to me. Can you hear me back there or something?
So when he was incarcerated, he lost his apartment on West Lynn Street, so they moved him into another apartment across from the Unimart on Mill Street in Bellefonte.
Here I said to him, I says, hey, I said, how about us taking you right to your house? He said, no, let me off at this hot dog stand. He was over State College. And I said to my husband, I said, the one thing I want for Christmas is my brother being home. So he finally came home for Christmas. My husband got him home. Well, he came home and we had a good time. He loved that chicken.
We were always trying to help Ben help himself in a nutshell and be as independent as he could. And he had a big heart. And he always was always willing to do any job that we might have for him.
He used to call me, I'm sick and tired of calling you, and you're never there when I need you, you know. And he'd last phone call me, and I said it loud. He says, I hate your guts, I hate them inside and out, and I'm not working for you no more at all. You're never around when I need you. That only lasted a day. Yeah, last message left on the machine. I don't know why I took that off. It was a mistake what it was.
Well, Ben was in the hospital here toward the end, and he'd called Ron and told him they needed $5 for medicine. He needed to pay for his medicine. And of course, Ron told him that you don't have to pay for your medicine, but then that really upset Ben. And Ron didn't want to upset him, so he told him, he said, well, I can't bring it up because visiting hours are over. Well, Ben told him if he had $5, they'd let him in.
He had a teddy bear and a dog. He wasn't talking very much yet. I went up and gave him $5, and he told me to get his wallet out there for him. Like I said, he had about $100 and some in it. He put it in, and I said, you tired, Ben? He wouldn't answer me and shook the dog's head. Yeah, he said, you can go now if you want to. He said, you're probably tired, you know.
Ben always needed $5. I mean, he always needed to have that in his possession. And once he had it for a little while, then he felt that he owed it to pay it back to Ron, so he'd call him and want to pay the $5 back. And oftentimes it was within 10 minutes after he gave Ron the $5 back, he needed it again. He just needed to have that, but he also at the same time needed to pay off his obligation. And after he had paid off his obligation, then he felt it was fair game to borrow it again.
I think it was a way of him staying in touch, that if he owed Ronnie that money, their relationship was going to continue.
This $5 just seemed to trickle back and forth. In fact, the $5 on Ben's death was here at the Hog Dog House on top of the pie cooler waiting for Ben to come in to pick it up again.
Like I said, you really miss him for not coming in here.
I didn't even know he was dead till you said it. No. How did he die? Natural causes? Or?
Well, from what I understand, he was in congestive heart failure for quite some time, and supposedly that was as a result of medication that he had given to him when he was in Marlton State Hospital. And apparently that, plus the fact that he smoked continuously, weakened his heart, and of course then the heart failure set in, and I know he had pneumonia, some serious breathing problems. But it seemed to go real fast there whenever that was diagnosed. As far as his heart starting to fail, he didn't last too long. It was about 2 months from that diagnosis till he had died.
And we all had to sit in a circle, and his ash, it was sad. Because he didn't have no cover or nothing on his platform. And they just had plywood. And then they had his box and his one bouquet of flowers. And it was at a church, but it wasn't in where the regular place. It was just a room. We had to sit in a circle and say the good things that Junior did. Oh my God, some of them things he pulled on them poor people. He was funny and he had to laugh. Junior was type, he would do devilish things and laugh about it.
Yep, that was too bad when he died, though. Yeah, they only had a thing down here at the church. Cremated him. Yeah, there was, how many people was there? There was 20-some people. I was surprised. 20-some people there. Yeah, just one of the sisters showed up is all. The other ones didn't even show up.
He had a lady, I don't know what that lady's name was over there. That lady really liked Junior a lot. And she gave me a letter, but she took it hard. So I'm kind of thinking they were, she said it couldn't have been, maybe they weren't in love, but maybe they just told each other their stories, had each other's shoulder to cry on. And then she handed us an angel and teddy bear from Junior. He said, you should have this.
Benny's best quality I saw in him, let's see, is he just kept going.
Every town needs one person like Benny, because somehow he survives, and no one knows how. So it kind of makes other people pick themselves up.
He survived. He was a survivor, that's all. That's the only way he knew.
But you have to give Junior credit for being out in his zone. He did good. He was a strong kid. And let me see, how can I put this? He knew sometimes from right from wrong. But I think he could be led the wrong way if you got him, But for being like he was, I give him credit. There's a big old world out there.
If I had played baseball to the potential that Ben lived his life, I would have played in the major leagues. That's how Ben lived his. Ben, with what he had an exceptional life.
I think what we learned from Ben is that people have the right to make their own choices and live life. And I think he was happy. And I think that if he could have changed some things that would have possibly made him happier, he would have said, I don't think so. I'm happy doing it this way.
We got the camera last summer, and he saw it and wanted John to take a video of him. And so he took the video of, John said, well, why don't you sing the Star Spangled Banner, because that was one of Ben's favorites. He would sing it often. So he did, and that's how that video came to be.
The reason why I sing the national anthem, because, ladies and gentlemen, this stands for every single American. And right now, here goes the national anthem right now. Oh, say, can you sing thunder down jury light for the prowler we have is the twilight still keeping whose the stripes and bright stars to the peril we watched on the ambulance we watched as together still keeping and the rockets still there and a bursting through where can't do the fine night that our flag was still there. I'll sing at that stars by go like with every eye on a home of the free, on the home of the free. Play ball.
Well
Ben.
done. That was
Yeah.
good, Ben.
That was really nice. Let me ask you a question. Do you, I mean, I know that you've spent time during your life in state institutions and places that weren't really very nice. Do you feel like you have the freedom in America that you deserve?
To me, ever since I'm at institutions and on my own, I would say yes, that we have the freedom that we need.
You do? You
Yes.
personally?
Everybody.
Well,
Not
everybody's
only
supposed
everybody.
to. Everybody's supposed to. I'm just concerned about whether or not you feel like you have what you need.
Yes, I got everything that I need. And I'm totally proud of it.
Cool, thanks.
You're
Any-
welcome.
Anything else, Ben?
And I do this to raise a dollar bell for every song I sing. Thank you.